Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video we are going to be discussing the physical appearance and health of Capricorn. I recommend that you watch this video if you have a Capricorn Rising, a Capricorn Sun or a Moon, or if you happen to have a lot of Capricorn within your chart. However, this video is predominantly for those who do have the Capricorn Rising. A couple of things before we get started that I would like to point out. Firstly, make sure to read the description box for this video, okay, because that description might answer any potential questions that you might have. Furthermore, many astrologers do take other things into consideration when it comes to the physical appearance. Capricorn, of course, is ruled by the grandfather planet, as I call him, Saturn. And so, if you do have a Capricorn rising, that would mean that Saturn is your chart ruler. Capricorn is an earth sign, it is cardinal energy, and it is symbolized by the sea goat. And lastly, Capricorn rules the knees, the joints, the bones, the skeleton, and the teeth. What I'm going to be doing then is I'm going to be describing the physical appearance of Capricorn, and then I will show you a Capricorn rising female and a Capricorn rising male. That way you can see if whatever I describe fits the bill. Let's go over some great ways to spot that Capricorn rising. Although it is no challenge to describe the very characteristics now of Capricorn, it is not always so easy to recognize the typical Capricorn behavior or the appearance. You see, most Capricorns, they can come out as these solid, no-nonsense individuals with a somewhat impersonable, get the work done attitude. But yet, there are a few who possess that more softer, responsive nature, who simply glorify imagination and mystery. Usually though, the best way to spot the goat, these goats, is to look out for that serious exterior below which dwells a very dry sense of humor. Even their very posture and body language speak of a type of practicality and the desire for problem solving. This is because Capricorns, they usually conceive of things as problems to be overcome or as tasks to be completed. I am telling you, if you have a problem, go to Capricorn. They're amazing at giving you advice. At the same time, remember that dry sense of humor comes along. Look out for that dry sense of humor. Realizing these things and recognizing these things about them will be a lot easier than to spot them. Ultimately, Capricorn rising people will give this impression of sheer humility. Yet, you do get those Capricorns who hold themselves with such respect, self-respect, self-esteem, and self-confidence. Oh, and when it comes to how they walk, they are the persistent, determined, cautious, and calculating every step type of people. Therefore, the movements are usually slower. When it comes to the physical features, however, those features can really vary. The popular notion of Capricorn's appearance is a slender and a more of a bony type, tending towards a dusky and dark colors of the hair and the skin. They will have a sharp and pointed nose with quite thinner hair and marked cheekbones. However, there are many Capricorns who seem to really contradict this very image. These are the ones who appear to be somewhat heavier and more robust with more of an open face. But do not be fooled, because the very sense of the sturdiness and the sharpness still remains here. And you may find that the female Capricorns are a little bit harder to pinpoint. This is because they tend to be very quiet and they might just blend in to the background. Yet at the same time, they do have a very unique beauty, which might actually be described as a sense of purity. Furthermore, with the physical appearance here, the Capricorn skull is usually broad and their forehead is high. They might have these smaller, piercing eyes. Like I said, the nose is usually longer and bony. I do find that the bone structure is that most prominent part of their very appearance. The mouth as well, the mouth is quite thin and compressed. They can be pretty tall and lanky, and the limbs can even be very long. You will find that a lot of Capricorn rising people, the older they get, the younger they seem to look in a way. It's really quite remarkable. The neck as well is also naturally thin. Like I said, the hair is typically of a darker black color, Women who do have a Capricorn influence might even complain that they just have too much hair going on. Also, they have quite prominent eyebrows and a finely shaped chin. I gotta add this one as well. Capricorns. I think the Capricorns are the masters of the bitch face. They will happily just sit there like... What? You got a problem? Oh, hi! Hi! What can you do? What can you do? The key word here really for the Capricorn's appearance, I think, is serious, but I don't mean that type of serious. I mean serious as in they are seriously genuine. They will act and speak sincerely and in a genuine manner rather than in this joking or half-hearted manner. It's as though those very eyes are just looking at you and they just see beyond all the truth and beyond all the lies. Moving on to our Capricorn Rising female and our Capricorn Rising male. For the Capricorn Rising female, we're going to be looking at Zooey Deschanel. And guess what, guys? She is triple Capricorn, alright? Cappy Rising, Sun, and Moon. Zooey Deschanel, triple Capricorn, which is kind of funny because a lot of people say that she looks like Katy Perry, which she does, but Katy Perry has a triple Scorpio going on. So Scorpio and Capricorn do sextile after all, I guess. But anyway, so let's look at her face firstly. Resting bitch face much? Ultimately, I think she just fits everything that I was saying about slender, bony type, dusky, dark colored hair, those marked cheekbones, quite a relatively pointy nose as well, and the finer, thinner hair as well there too. Plus, I see a thinner and more compressed mouth. But with the eyes, yeah, I'd say they're smaller than the likes of Katy Perry, for example, if we were to compare the two, but they're still very piercing. Let's then look at the Capricorn Rising male. We're going to be discussing Russell Brand. He has a Cap Rising, of course, a Gemini Sun, and an Aries Moon. Russell Brand. Right, I'm seeing a longer nose. I'm seeing a very high forehead, broad skull, broad forehead. I'm seeing very piercing eyes. It's probably because he's, well, widening them a little bit there. I'm also seeing the darkness, the more dusky darkness within his hair, even in his complexion. I can see those tones, those marked cheekbones, the very, very prominent eyebrows here, thin upper lip, okay? The upper lip is super thin. I don't think I mentioned that there in the description, but they do tend to have a thinner upper lip. Then the chin. That chin just comes in so finely shaped. We're just getting the sense of sturdiness and sharpness. Right, now on to Capricorn Health. The Capricorn-born natives, they have really great resistance when it comes to possible health concerns. So you will most likely find them in relatively good health in their older age. In fact, the older they grow, the healthier they appear. It could be suggested that they belong to the category which produces the most wonderful elderly people. Their body, though, can be quite delicate, especially the knees and their bone structure. This is well because Capricorn does rule the bones and the joints. And so because of this, they may have this liability to, well, arthritis or to scars or marks around the knees. I definitely have this. I don't have a Capricorn rising, but I do have a stellium in Capricorn. And my knees, if I could show you, there's so many little wiggly lines. Plus my mother actually has really bad arthritis, and I'm like hoping, praying I do not get it. Many diseases for them might actually result from business anxieties. And the accidents from the sign are usually broken bones, sprains, dislocations, and hurts from the knees below. They might also experience really sensitive skin, whilst worrying far too much might even result in physical disorders. I've been saying this throughout the series, okay? Whenever you worry, it can manifest and onto your physical body. They tend to suffer from insecurity and anxiety within their youth, but they'll blossom under Saturn in the later years, and they do not readily yield to disease, but once they are sick, they might hold on to the symptoms and can become hypochondriacs. So Virgo, you're not the only hypochondriac of the zodiac. And workaholics, like they are, natives of the sign, can really harm their own health by stretching their bodies beyond its very limits. Now, if you do happen to have Capricorn ruling your 6th house cusp, then that would mean that you are a bit more prone to, well, leg, bone, and lower skeletal problems. Furthermore, with having that Capricorn rising, that would mean that Gemini is on your 6th house cusp. Now, I use the whole sign system within my readings. If you don't use that system, it's completely fine. But if you do have Gemini in your 6th house, then it could suggest that you're a bit more prone to nervous system problems, such as bad nerves. You might also be prone to shoulder problems and blood disorders, and thus skin disorders. And lastly, for those who have Saturn in the 6th house, symptoms of ill health should be examined as symbols or messages forcing themselves into awareness, offering awakening and change. Particular health problems may come from the Saturnian areas, so the skin, the bones, the knees, and the joints. The people who want to do something but continuously hold themselves back might be the ones who are most prone to arthritis. They can participate in their health not only in these direct ways such as diet and exercise, also through adjusting and examining the overly rigid or fearful psychological attitudes that they might carry around. If these challenges are met, then they will grow not only stronger but also much wiser. So Capricorn, suppression of your feelings can be another health issue for you. The more you talk about how you feel, the less tension that you will put on your mind and your body. If you can learn how to show your feelings, okay, you're going to be much less likely to, well, suffer from these stress-related disorders. And if you do work very hard in a very challenging job, it's very important that you balance this with enough exercise to really keep those joints moving freely, preventing you from arthritis. Okay guys, so that concludes my video on the physical appearance and health of Capricorn. Thank you kindly to my current subscribers for, of course, subscribing to my channel. It's good to have you here learning along with us. Furthermore, if you would like to see more videos from me and you have not yet subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and I will be back with Aquarius very, very soon. Bye!